I want you to imagine this. Imagine that this is your business's Facebook page. You've launched a new product. That's why you're putting content for that product. So it could be reels, it could be, normal post, etc. Now, instead of asking your customers to check the link to your website in your bio, you're actually telling them that comment the word link to get the link to the product directly in your DMs. So let's suppose I'm your customer, this is the post, and I'm going to go ahead and comment the word link. There you go. Now we're going to see the magic that happens. As soon as I comment, I get a reply from the page telling me to check my DMs. And when I actually go to my DMs, I do have a message from the page. So it says, "Hey Jessica, here's the link to the product you asked for." Let's click on Get Link. And there we go. We have the product catalog. We have the image, the name, the title, description, price, everything. And not only that, we can also add it to the basket or share it. Now, you might think that this stops here, right? You're given the product, it stops. No, it does not. It is AI. So next up, it actually tells that we've got more product like these, and then asks, would you like to check them out? So let's say, yes, I am interested in checking them out. Then it responds by saying, cool, I'll ask you a few quick questions to find the best match for you. And the first question is, what skin goals are you aiming for? Is it hydration, glow, fewer breakouts, or anti-aging? So let me say it's glow. Then it asks me my skin type. So let's say it's dry. And last question, do you want it for a day routine or a night one? So let's say day. Great. Now, based on my answers, it actually recommends a product. So as you can see, it has recommended this, and this is coming out of pure intelligence. It's not fixed, okay? So we haven't recommended the Hydra Glow Moisturizer. So then it's telling me you can either add it to cart or, I can ask for any other recommendation. So let me go ahead and add it to basket. Quantity is 1, and it has been added. So smooth, right? Now, before checking out, let's say I also want to buy something else. So let me ask, do you have sunscreen? And there you go. I have got the sunscreen recommendation. So Daily Defense SPF 50. And again, I can add it to basket to later on buy it. Quantity is 1. And that's done. So I have 3 items in my basket. Actually, I added 1 prior to this video and then 2 now. If you want, you can click on it and check the products you have. Or you can go ahead and check out. Once you click on checkout, you are kind of redirected to a new page where you can fill in your delivery and billing information and then place the order. Okay, so here I've filled out some dummy information and I'm going to go ahead and place the order. Okay, so it's telling me, thanks for your order. We just sent you a receipt. And if I go back, it tells me, Jessica, thank you for placing your order. I will send you notifications about the status of your order confirmation, blah, blah, blah. Also, it doesn't stop here. As soon as the product is shipped or any status changes, it notifies you inside of your Messenger. So it's like a complete e-commerce ecosystem inside of Messenger. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can build this e-commerce messenger bot from end to end without writing a single line of code. And you know what the best part is? You can build this entire intelligent bot powered by AI inside one platform. You heard it right. You don't have to subscribe to some automation platform, then chatbot platform, connect them. No, the hassle is gone. Another best thing about this, you don't have to go through the meta verification process, which is great. It takes weeks, it's boring, and a lot of times you get rejected. And who wants to do that, right? This is instant. You don't need any verification. And do you want to know the magical platform I'm talking about? So the name is Chatbot Builder AI, an amazing platform to build all sorts of chatbots. You have a visual flow builder, so you even don't have to code to create a chatbot like this. So what are you waiting for? The link to the platform is in the description below. Go ahead, click on the link and create your account. Okay, so I hope you created the account, and as you can see, we have a clean UI to move forward with. But before we get started, a quick introduction about myself. My name is Yashika Jain and I'm the founder of Automates AI. Automates AI is my AI automation agency wherein we create AI systems for businesses. From AI agents to AI workflows to AI voice agents, we cover everything. So if anyone's interested in automating their business with AI, then the link to the website is in the description below. Also, this video has been sponsored by Chatbot Builder AI, but as always, everything I say is going to be my honest take. Okay, so now we can finally get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to connect our Facebook page to Chatbot Builder. To do so, go to Settings and then head over to Channels. Also, as I said, it's not limited to Facebook only. You can create it for WhatsApp, Instagram, your website, SMS, Telegram, and email. And not only that, they also support AI voice agents. Okay, so let's click here. Now, since my page is already connected, I'm going to disconnect to show you how it's done. So when you click on Facebook Messenger, you're going to see this. You have to click on Connect to get started. After that, it's going to ask you to log in into your Facebook account. Now, make sure that the account you log in into is the same one with which your Facebook business page is associated. So with this particular account, I don't have my page. So I'm going to just log in into the other account, which has the Facebook page linked to it. Okay, once you're ready, click on Continue. Now, if you have multiple pages, just select the page on which you would want to deploy the AI chatbot. Also, just don't forget to copy this particular ID here. Then click on Next. Then make sure all the permissions are given and click on Done. Then it would show you that you have successfully linked Chatbot Builder to Facebook. Click on OK. Now, for the people who have more than one pages, it's going to show something like this and you just have to click on Connect. But for the people who just have one page, it might ask you for your Facebook page ID. And remember the ID we had copied? You just have to paste that to, continue the process. Otherwise, if it's showing you this, then great, click on Connect. And as you can see, we have successfully connected Messenger. The next thing we have to do is set up the trigger. So go to Tools right here and select Facebook Comment Automations. You can also explore the other options, but for now, we want to reach out to the viewer once they comment on the post. So let's go with this. Then click on Add, give it a name, and click on Continue. Now you have to take a decision. Do you want it to monitor all of your posts for the comment or do you just want to monitor a specific post? So let's say that you had a product post and you just want to monitor that one. So in that case, you can just go ahead and select that particular post and click on Continue. Okay, so that's done. Next up, the public reply. So remember when I had commented, I got a reply from the page on the comment. So that's exactly what the public reply is. So you can select text and then type the reply you would want to send to the viewer. So let's say, hey, just sent you a message. If you want, you can also trigger another flow or just not respond. But I think responding with text here would be a great option. We're going to leave this for now and then let's see the next one, which is reply to. So do you want to reply to every comment on that post or do you only want to reply to the comments that have that particular word or the keyword? Now, I would recommend going with the keywords, so comments that contain, and then you can put the keyword that you've asked your viewers to comment. So it could be link, it could be product, it could be your product name or anything similar. Only if it finds that particular word in your viewer's comment, it's going to start the flow. Otherwise, it's not going to. And then you can click on more options to select from a bunch of other ones. Also, you can choose if you want to reply to them immediately or if you want to wait some time. Now coming to private reply. So private reply is basically the DM, the message you send them inside of Messenger. Now you have an option to just send them one text, like just the product link and just stop. But in this case, we actually want to activate the AI chatbot. That's why we're going to go with flow. Okay, so now to select the flow, we actually need to create one. So let's go to another tab and just open it up. And in the new tab, you're actually going to go to flows in order to create a new one. And then simply click on add. Give your flow a name and then click on continue. Once the flow is set up, come back here and select the flow you had just now set up. If it's not showing you the name, in that case, you might just have to publish this once and check it again. If it's still not showing you, just click on save once, go back to it And then there you go. You can see it, right? And you just select it and save it again. Also, don't forget to turn it on. If you don't, then it's not going to work. So turn it on. And now every time a customer or a viewer comments that particular word, it's going to trigger this particular flow, which we're going to set up just in a moment. Okay, so before we get into building the flow, let's just test if that comment thing is working all fine or not. So just click on send message, select messenger and add content, which is going to be text, and just say, yes, it is working. And now make sure to publish it. And then go back to your Facebook page, which you've connected, and then go to the comments for that particular post where you want this automation to be set up. Let me delete my previous comment and let me comment one more time. Okay, great. Okay, so I just refreshed the page and I have got the response here that is, hey, just send you a message. And let me check my messenger if I got the response. Okay, so I did. So it told me that yes, it is working, which is great. Now we can get started with the actual flow. Okay, now we're going to just remove this thing. So you click here and then you remove this and just add the message that you would want to send to your customer as soon as they comment. So I think it's a good start to say, hey, and then their name. So in order to put their name, click on this thing and select first name. Okay, so hey, first name. Here's the link to the product you asked for. Now, as per Meta's rule, you can't directly give them the product link. You will first have to take their consent. That could be by clicking a button. And as soon as they do that, you can send them the product link. So we will have to add a button. And let's name the button as something like get link, for example. So get link, save. And then once they do click on the button, which is this particular flow, we're going to take the conversation further. So you're not going to select this one. Instead, you're going to select this one and just drag it here. Now, one of the features I love about this platform is the ability to add inventory. You won't find this feature anywhere else. You will have to connect it to different databases to get your inventory. But in this particular platform, you can actually put all your products and then list them at different times in the chat. Now, here's what I mean by that. So if you want to show them the product catalog, you will have to add it as a product inside of Chatbot Builder and then just select it in the flow. I'll show you how to do that right now. So just open Chatbot Builder in one more tab so that it's easier. After that, come to Tools, scroll down and look for e-commerce. Then click on it. Now, this is the place where you can add the inventory. So I'll show you how you can add one product and then you can, keep adding more from there. And not only adding products, this is also the place where you manage the orders and everything coming from your messenger. So if you want to see the orders, you can check them right here. So let's say this was the new order. And if I go ahead and accept it, then the status changes to accepted, for instance. Also, if you want to add any coupons, you can add it here. You want to add vendors, categories, you want to change a few things. Everything is inside this particular tool. So coming back to products. So let me show you how you can add a product. So click on add. Give your product a name, give it a description. If you want to give a long description, you can set a price for it. You can also change the currency from the settings and then just go ahead and upload an image for your product. So like that. And if you click on more options, you will be able to see that you can give it tags. You can add a ton of things. And once you're done, just save it. And similarly, you can add the rest of the products. Now, let's suppose that you have a lot of them and you can't really do it one by one. In that case, you can also import the products or connect it to your meta catalog in case you have one. Okay, so once you've added the product, you can come back to the flow and click on this one, then select Facebook or Messenger. After that, click on Add Content, and this time you're going to select Collection. Do you see the last option here? Collection. Just select that. After that, click on it. Now, since we want to just send that one particular product to them as soon as they comment because the product is fixed, right? So we're going to click on Manual and we're going to select that particular product which was there in your reel or your post. Once that's done, just save it and that would show your product catalog, which is this one that you can see on screen. So get link, and then it shows the product that you just now selected. But we don't want to stop there, right? We want to continue. So in that case, let's just add a little delay for typing. So let's say 3 seconds delay we're going to put. And after that, we're going to send them another text message that is going to be, by the way, we've got more like this. Now, obviously, you can change the copy of it. But yeah, you can just go ahead and tell them that we actually have more like these. And then we can ask them a question, a yes or no question, like, do you want to see more? So in that case, just select get user data, put your question, and click on edit. Now, the reason why we didn't select text is because we actually want to get the user input, right? We want to wait for the customer to type something. So that's why we selected get user input. Now, the reply type is going to be text. After that, we would also want to save the response somewhere so that we can use it later on for the intelligence. So for that, we're going to create a custom field, click on add new, and just put a custom field called user input. So just put user input and click on continue. I already have this field, so I'm just going to select it from here. Retry message, we don't really want it. And this one also we don't want any of these. And then we're going to save it. Now, as you can see, it shows the product. It waits for 3 seconds. Then it gives one message that we've got more like this. And then it asks them, would you like to check them out? And then it waits for the user's response. Now, at this point, the user can say yes, no, maybe, or anything in the world. And to interpret that, we would need intelligence. And that is where AI is going to step into this flow. So for that, go to the new tab you had opened and then go to agents. So just like we create agents inside of OpenAI, for example, right? We give those long prompts and then use them. Similarly, we can create agents inside of Chatbot Builder. So you basically click on add and give it a name, click on continue, and then put the prompt for your agent. Now, why is this even needed, right? So basically, this particular agent would facilitate your entire chatbot. So if I show you this one, then all these messages that you see that are coming back to back, that are dynamic, they have been sent by the agent, which we have prompted. Also, let me tell you, you will get access to this entire prompt in the resources linked in the description below. It would be free to access, but it's up to you if you want to support the channel. So as I said, firstly, the role. So you are a friendly and sharp messenger DM sales agent for company name. You respond to users who comment on product posts and help them find the best skincare match. Your tone is casual, IG native. Actually, IG native is better than messenger native. Then Spartan, friendly, not robotic or pushy. Use emojis sparingly once every few messages. Then you give it context about the company, what they do, etc., in which situation it is. And you also tell it the conversation flow. So basically, you would tell it that the first user message that you're going to receive is either yes, that stands for interested, or no, that stands for not interested. Now, in either cases, this is what you have to do. So if they're interested, you ask them questions, right, to give them the perfect match. And once you've got the answers, you're actually going to recommend a product. Now, here's the recommendation logic. If they are looking for hydration or glow, you're going to recommend this product. If they have like an oily skin or matte finish is needed, then you're going to recommend this, and so on and so forth, so that it recommends the correct products. And lastly, we're telling it what to do after you've recommended the product and what to do if the user is not interested at all. Then closing with a few notes. So here's what you should do. You should grab the prompt from the resources and you should start making changes to it. So you need to start replacing certain elements. For example, you can replace the company name. You can replace the context about the company for sure. If you want to change the flow a bit, you can do that. You can replace the questions with the questions you would want to ask them. And then you can replace the product recommendation logic as well. So you can start with this prompt and then customize it as needed. Also, if you're not understanding this part right now, it's fine. You will understand why we had this because in the flow that would be needed. So that's fine if you don't understand this one right now. But all you have to understand is that this agent is going to take over the conversation once the viewer or the customer has said yes or no to the first question about would you like to check out more products like these. So let's save it. So in our flow back, we will add an actions node right here. We're going to connect it like this. We're going to go here, add, and we're going to select OpenAI. Inside OpenAI, firstly, make sure to select generate text agents, okay? Then select the model you want to use and then select the agent we had created just now. This guy right here. Also remove this user message because remember we had already created that variable called user input. Just mention that because whatever the user responded with has been stored in this particular variable. After that, we would also want to save the response that AI gives to some variable so that we can send it back to the user. So for that, just click on add new and then you can give it a name like AI reply, for instance, and click on continue. So whatever it responds with would be there inside this particular variable. Next up, you don't need to change anything here, but yes, for the maximum tokens, I think it's always good to put more so that we don't get any errors. So just do that. Temperature is fine. All of these are fine. Then click on continue. Awesome. After that, all we have to do is display whatever response it has sent. So just select messenger, add content, and select get user data because again, we would be looking for another response, right? So we just put AI's reply here, AI reply. Okay, great. And then edit. This goes text. Whatever they respond with goes into user input. This we're going to remove, and save. So just to give you an example, let's say the user responded with yes. In that case, it's going to ask the first question, right? And then the user is going to reply. Till this part, we have set it up. Next up, we would also want to create a loop, right? So that it can continue doing the conversation. So for that, all you have to do is just take this and put it back to OpenAI. Something like this. So the bot responds, the user responds, it goes to OpenAI, the bot responds, the user responds, and this continues. Now, something is missing here. What is it? It is the product recommendation. Right now, we're just doing normal conversation. It asks a question, gives an answer, but in between, we also want to interpret whether or not a product recommendation is needed. And that brings me back to the prompt. So if you read here, I've told it that after you get the 3 answers to the questions, you will have to recommend the best product. And in order to recommend a product, you will have to respond like this. So recommended product name equals product name. For example, recommended product name equals Hydra Glow Moisturizer. Now, why are we putting this thing here? We're putting this here so that inside of Chatbot Builder, it can understand that, okay, I have to send a product catalog instead of a reply, right? So that's the only reason why we're using this. And we have told it about the certain conditions it should go with, basically the logic it should go with to recommend products. So let's set up this part that interprets this thing and understands that, okay, I have to send a product catalog. So we come back here. Now, instead of directly sending back whatever OpenAI came up with to the user, we will put a condition here. So to do that, click on the plus icon, select condition and put it here and connect it. Click on it to set the condition. So the condition is going to be if AI reply contains this thing, recommended product name. If AI reply contains recommended product name, then you will go the first way. And if it does not, then you can just go with the normal conversation. And in case it does recommend the product, you will have to send the user a collection. Also make sure this is Messenger. Okay, so if it does contain recommended product name, you have to send the catalog to the customer. Now, if you come here, you will be able to see that one of the options is called automated. So if you just put the product name here, like let's say Hydra Glow Moisturizer, is going to look into the inventory and it's going to show the product catalog, which is going to be really helpful here because we don't know which product it's going to recommend, right? We have a ton of products. So yeah, all we got to do is get the name of the product. And if you paid attention, you will see that the product name is right here in the response that OpenAI gives. So recommended product name, and it's this part. We just have to extract this. Now, in order to extract the product name, we'll just have to put another OpenAI node here, which is going to actually extract it. So click on plus, click on actions, put it right here, plus actions, OpenAI, go to it. And this time it's going to be generate text, and there's going to be a short prompt that we are going to give it. Okay, so this is the short prompt. Extract the product name from the string and only respond with that. Don't include any other explanations, just the product name. And what are we going to send it? We're going to send it the AI's reply that we got. So let's say if we got recommended product name Hydra Glow Moisturizer, then we want to send it to this particular OpenAI node, and then whatever comes out is the product name. So let's just add a custom field like product name, and then just select that custom field, product name, so that it saves it there, and continue. Just make sure to do the connection. So this goes to action, and then that goes here. And now finally, in the collection of products, we can put the name of the product, which is nothing else but the variable product name, and we save it. So just quickly, I'm going to explain the logic. So as soon as OpenAI responds with the message, we quickly check if the message contains recommended product name, because if it does, then we have to give a recommendation. And then we take it to another OpenAI node to just extract the product name from it and remove the rest of it. And once we have the product name, we send it to Chatbot Builder to give us the product catalog. So if I come back to the chat here, and let's say this is the recommended product. After that, we want to send them another message, something like, add to cart. If you have any other questions, let me know. So let's just add that. We're going to just duplicate this particular module that we had for the OpenAI agent conversation. We're going to put it here and we're going to connect it. But the only change here is going to be that instead of sending the user input, we're going to tell it that the product has been recommended. Continue. And then we're just going to connect the response to this one to show it to the user. So just take this here and connect it to this one. So let me quickly tell you what's going on here. So as soon as the product has been recommended, we're going to tell our OpenAI agent that the product is recommended so that it can give us the next message, which is, add to cart and stuff like that, so that it can actually continue the conversation after the product has been recommended. It's more like a loop that we're setting up here. Okay, so before we go ahead and test it, we will also have to set up a fallback flow. Let me tell you what that means. So if I show you my previous conversation, so yeah, look here. So I told it to add the product to basket, and it did add it successfully. After that, I asked it another question, and it started off with where it left. But that was because of the fallback flow which was there in place. If we don't have the fallback flow, then it might not be able to respond to the messages after someone adds it to their cart. Okay, so after this checkout feature or cart feature, if you want to continue the conversation, you will have to have a fallback flow in place. So let's quickly set up. It's not that tough, just copy pasting stuff from our current flow. So let's open it in a new tab and let's click on add. You can name it fallback flow messenger. Now all you have to do is go to your main flow and start copying these modules. So start with this OpenAI one, remove the first two, we don't need those, and just start, selecting them. So I am pressing shift on my keyboard and I'm selecting them one by one, and then I do Command C and I come back to the fallback flow and I do Command V. So I have the same thing here. Okay. Now one last thing that we would want to do is set up an action. So select action here. Put it as the starting step, delete this thing, we don't need it. Connect this action here. Now in this action, click on add and select set custom field, and we would want to set the user input to the last message that they had sent. That's it. So last input. So user input set to last input and save it. Okay, so that's it. Set user input to last input and publish, and your fallback flow is done. So even if they start a conversation from anywhere in the chatbot, it's not going to, hallucinate or give wrong answers. It's going to continue the conversation from where it left. So it's a way to make your chatbot robust and more reliable and efficient also. Lastly, come out of this, go to settings. Now, do you see fallback flow here? Just select the fallback flow you just now created. So fallback flow messenger, and just save it. One last thing, go to integrations, go to OpenAI, ChatGPT, and if default agent is turned on, turn it off, and that's it. Your settings should look something like this. Okay, so this should be turned off for your fallback flow to work. And now we're all set to test it. The first thing you want to do is delete your contact so that you can start fresh. So click on your contact. It would be there if you have tested it. And just click on the 3 dots and delete it. Okay, go back to your Facebook page and let's just start testing it. Remove your previous comment. Okay, now I'm going to set this. Also, you need 2 different Facebook accounts. So one is where your page is, and the second one that you're using for testing. Okay, so you need different Facebook accounts. Okay, so now I'm going to check my messenger, and there you go. We've got the message, the first message. We're going to say get link. And once you click on get link, you get the product catalog, the one you selected in the flow. So if I show you the flow right now, you're right here. So it's showing you the collection of products and these 2 messages. Okay, so let's say yes. Now, whatever yes you have said or whatever message you have said goes to OpenAI. Okay, then OpenAI responds with the questions. We answer the questions. So if I show you in the flow, it basically goes to the condition. It's not recommending a product. So it sends you a reply. You send it another reply, and this loop continues. Okay, this one. So skin type, oily. Okay, so it did not recommend the correct product, which means something is wrong with the OpenAI node, which was extracting the product name, I think. Let's see. So this is the flow. This was the one that was extracting the product name. And let's see what's wrong. Oh, actually, the prompt did not save itself for some reason. So I'll put the prompt again. Okay, so this was the prompt. I don't think it should be the case for you, but I think it just didn't save for me, okay? And the user message is nothing but the AI reply. You can also double check if it saved your prompt or not, okay? And just continue, publish. Let me just make sure if that's saved. Yes, it did. Now I think in the fallback flow also, it wouldn't have saved the prompt. So let me just put it there as well. So fallback flow messenger. And I go to this one. And yes, it didn't have it here as well, obviously. And it goes AI reply. Okay, cool. And we publish it. Awesome. Yeah, so it was just a saving problem. See, saving one thing can cause you 5 minutes of back and forth. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to test it again. So in order to do that, we are going to go to contacts and we're going to delete our contact one more time, real quick. We're going to go back to that page and that post and remove our previous comment and put a new comment. I hope this time it works perfectly. Okay, now let's check Messenger. There you go, get link. Okay, we've got that. Let's say yes. Let's go with hydration this time. Okay, oily skin. Let's say both. I hope it recommends the product this time. It did. Okay, so that flow is working all fine. Now we just have to check if that fallback flow is working or not. So I'm just going to add it to my basket and I'm going to enter the quantity. Okay, so it's added to my cart. Now, if I type a message and it responds perfectly, then that means that it's working, the fallback flow is working. If not, then it's not working. So Let's say, do you have sunscreen? Yes. Okay, so it responded, right? It said that we have this sunscreen for sun protection. That means that the fallback flow is working all fine. And you can continue testing. You can, choose these options and see how it's going. In the meantime, I will show you a few more features that you could add. So go to tools, then go to e-commerce. So quickly, this is the place where you manage your orders. So every time there's a new order, the first thing you have to do is accept it, like I showed you previously in the video. And then when it is ready for shipping, you have to select delivering so that it sends your customer a message that your product has been shipped, right? And similarly, once it has been delivered, you will have to conclude it. So that's how this goes. Apart from that, you want to add any coupons, you can add it here. You can also add your vendors. You can keep track of inventory so that it does not oversell. And in the settings, you can also tinker around with the payments, right? So if you want to have cash on delivery or if you want to have some other payment method, here you can select the currency, symbols. Then you can also, see the shipping and checkout details or the settings basically. Now, I know a lot of you might be using your own e-commerce platforms, systems like Shopify, and we have a ton more, right? So if you want to connect the platforms, right? So every time there's a new order, you want to connect it. So in that case, in your flow itself, like your main flow, not the fallback flow, in your main flow, you can add like API calls so that it can send data to your Shopify account, for example, that there's a new order and it can create an order there as well. So for that, all you got to do is select action, then you go to add, and this time you're going to select external API request and make an API request to whichever e-commerce system you're using. So that's an option that you could use to integrate it to your e-commerce platform. Apart from that, you can go to settings and integrations. You can have a look at all the different integrations they have. They have it with make.com, Zapier, so you can connect directly. Another thing, you can connect it directly to WooCommerce, which is great. Razorpay, you can also connect it to PayPal to get payments on the chat instead of pay on delivery, and Stripe. And in the future as well, they're going to keep adding more and more. So, have a look here. Then you can also check the other settings here. Also for the e-commerce, you will find more settings in customization. So you can check them out. And a few more features to talk about. You can set up broadcast so that you can send bulk messages to your contacts, which is, I think, a great feature again to announce deals, new products, news, etc. You can also check out the other ones like functions, pipelines. Also, if you want to add knowledge to your chatbot, then you can add it using the knowledge base feature right here. In the analytics, you can track the contacts and a lot more stuff actually. They have a really good dashboard, to be honest. And yeah, that's about it. You can replicate the same thing for Instagram. I think it would be really helpful if you're active there as well. If you want to see past conversations, you can see it inside your inbox. I'm telling you, it's a great platform. They have a ton of features. I wish I could cover it all in one video, but then it would be a really long one. So I think a part 2 is needed for that. Anyways, so that was about this particular video. I really hope this was valuable and you would set it up for your business. Even if you don't have an e-commerce business, you can still do it for your other products like courses, books, right? Your other programs. For instance, you sell some school community. So yeah, this works there as well. Anything that you want to sell, you can sell it using this particular bot. The link to the platform in the description, and the prompts that I used throughout again in the resources which are in the description. The link to our website again in the description. In the comments, please let me know how this video was, if you enjoyed it, if you found value, and if you want to see something else, again, let me know. And the link to my LinkedIn account is in the description, just in case you want to follow me there as well. I will meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.